Morning, delegates. Welcome, everyone. Nice to see everyone here. Welcome to those online. I'm MGEU President Kyle Ross. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm glad to see all your faces. And let's hope we have a great couple days here. This is an important convention where we primarily focus on debating resolutions and making decisions that will help us guide the Union in the weeks and months to come. I want to take a moment to thank all the members who have put forward resolutions to their locals this year, and I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts, both pro and con. I want to begin this morning by presenting the Land Treaty Acknowledgement. The MGEU operates throughout Manitoba and is located on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Inishawak, Inawak, Nitowook, Dakota, Dene, and Métis people. Our primary office is located on Treaty 1 territory and the homeland of the Métis Nation. Our work extends throughout Treaties 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10. We acknowledge that Winnipeg's water is sourced from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation. We respect the treaties made on these territories. We dedicate ourselves to move forward with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration to make Manitoba an inclusive and accessible place for everyone who lives here. I'd like to now welcome Barb and Pt1 for this year's invocation.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me here today. It's always an honor for me to accept tobacco because that is the right protocol with the tradition that I follow. That gives me the authority to say the prayer for the delegates that are here. And I also like to personally welcome everybody to Treaty 1 territory, the land of my ancestors. And it is always important that we welcome people, and that's part of reconciliation. But in my prayer, I ask for strength and guidance. I pray for each and every one of you and your families. And most importantly, I pray for people that have issues, that have concerns, people that are homeless, children that are sick, people that are suffering from addictions and so forth. Those are the kind of people I pray for, and in good spirit, I try and do it the best I can. I'm very fortunate that I speak my language fluently, and every opportunity I get, I speak my language. But also, I ask the Creator to look at each one of us and to guide us as we travel this earth and to be able to support each other and to acknowledge each other and also to accept one another, to treat each other with kindness and to be forgiving. You know, we talk about reconciliation. Where do we start? You know, you don't start at a certain age and say that I'm here to do reconciliation. It doesn't work like that, you know. So with that, I'm going to do my prayer, my language, in Anishinaabe. My traditional name is Tu Thunderbird Woman, and I'm from the Bear Clan. And that's how traditional people will acknowledge, you know, when we do our prayer, that's how we do it. Okay. Andi shupine si kwendi go makwa tuwatem. Meminawa sema mini wan. Chip mega gi sumak kishemanito. Ambegi over hita biotungwek. Moniakan. Wabshkiek. Michigo gani the ship of cinema, Kishamanito, showing me wong, Chihuahua wong, Minobimati Sivin. And Bake wake up Mustang marking, Chihuahua cheat Yagumagap Mustang, Chishawentian, quick Chishikanundian, me Gangitek. And Ben go out with the art, the Kiasim gang acquisite. And Bake win of Inunchia carcosiot, Capatacotas what, Miziko Gasha Shinot, getting a marinanic, Gahotic to what. Mige wino de shibako send mom in a bimadisiwin. Kitchina and out of Rice Chigiotweg, I should come out to Otway. Miani Shimage, and Chizungisian. Metashianongum, Kishamane do Weshibako settlement, showing a Mishnah, Wabble de Shinam, in a bimadisiwin. Ami wetanungo me Wishibako send the man. Kitanamikunim, I embrace you all, my relatives. Have a good gathering. Thank you, Miigwech. Oh, thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, Elder Barb Pt1, for those important words for being here at our convention. At this time, it is our tradition and I would like to observe a moment of silence for our sisters, brothers, and friends that have passed since our last convention. So please bow our heads in silence. Thank you. That's loud. Most of you may remember the music group we had at our last convention in October who played as delegates were coming in. Online. They're called the Stanley County Cut-Ups. You may not know, but their fiddle player is a member of MGEU Local 911. We're going to play a recording of O Canada by the Cut-Ups right now, and I would like to ask delegates to rise, if they're able to, from where you are, either in the hall or at home, and sing along if you would like. Thanks again to the Stanley County Cut-Ups for that great rendition of our national anthem. Just if you'll notice on your table, we brought, after last night where you asked for the Borno's Rules of Order cheat sheet, it was put on all the stations this morning, so please feel free to use it. You asked, we listened, so you're welcome, and let's have a good day. As activists, you know that our union is dedicated to ensuring health and safety protocols are observed and promoted. It is with this in mind that we would ask delegates to be aware of the COVID-19 health and safety protocols at convention. You can find them on page 5 of your delegate book, so please take a moment to look through these and ensure you are in compliance throughout the next few days. Should you have any symptoms or unsure if you should be on the convention floor, please stay in your room or stay home and call the MGEU Resource Center and advise them that you are a delegate and feeling unwell. Someone will be in contact with you for next steps. In addition, in your convention package, you'll receive a Paid Sick Days Now postcard. This is an initiative through the MFL, and it is an effort that deserves our support. We are asking our delegates to sign a card and pop it in the mail. Even better, take a stack of them and bring them to your friends and family and get them to sell them as well, and your coworkers. Let's fill Premier Steffenson's office with them. Extra postcards are available at the registration desk. It has been a long 4 years since we could get together and hold an in-person convention. One of the positive things we're able to do is with the restrictions lifting, to see the value of friends in person. One of those friends is Winnipeg Labour Council President Melissa Dvorak, who is with us today to bring us greetings. Melissa was elected in 2020 as president of the Winnipeg Labour Council. Prior to that, her entire career has been community-based social services, working directly with children, teens, and families. Many of us in the room know Melissa from her many years working as a hard activist in the MGEU family. As a board member, as a provincial table officer, she has brought that same energy to the passions of Winnipeg Labour Council president. And we are proud of her accomplishments. She has always been a labour and community advocate, standing up for all workers and the most vulnerable in our community. The Winnipeg Labour Congress president, she has been building a supportive, well-functioning team of labour activists, engaging in collaboration with delegates, like-minded community groups, and adapting to challenging times. Melissa cares about solidarity and working together to make our neighborhood, city, and province a place where people want to live and raise their families, and where no one is left behind. Let's give a warm welcome to Melissa Dvorak.
Good morning, MGEU, and welcome to your special 2022 convention. My name is Melissa Dvorak, and I'm the president of the Winnipeg Labour Council. I am so excited to bring you greetings today, not only as a Labour Council president, but also as a proud local 369 MGEU member. I have always been active in our union as a committee member, a facilitator, a local president, a component director, and as 4th VP. And most importantly, as a delegate to many conventions like all of you are today. Most important because you are deciding the direction of the MGEU in the coming years. I was elected as the WLC president at the beginning of 2020, 2 months before the world shut down with COVID. Not the best time to be starting out a new position where making connections with labor and community is the primary focus. Nevertheless, with the help of a great executive and supportive labor allies like all of you, I managed to make those connections in a very difficult time. Zoom is my friend now, and I am setting the record of the most successful meetings without being told that I'm on mute. Can I say again how excited I am to be here? This is my first chance to bring greetings to a live convention with people in the same room. It is so great. Becoming the Labour Council president has shifted me away from always focusing on provincial politics. Now my attention is on municipal, and I can tell you that is a completely different ballgame. I think that we all tend to focus more on provincial because of health and education, and of course, most of our MGEU jobs. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't get involved in municipal politics. Because shouldn't we all care about what kind of city, town, neighborhood that we live and raise our families in? I think that's something that we all should be thinking about. The Labour Council's primary function is municipal politics. During election time, we seek out, endorse, and help potential city councillors and school trustees get elected. People who care about labor, families, and community. Candidates that share our values. Our endorsement committee has been having these important discussions with many candidates during the past month and will be in the months leading up to the election. We are building very important relationships. The municipal election is only 4 months away, and I hope that all of you will take some time to get involved in a local campaign. Get to know who is running for council and for your school trustee. Who is Labour endorsed? Who shares your values of what kind of city you want to live in? Get involved in a campaign and get those folks elected. And if you are from Brandon, Portage, or Thompson, you've also got a Labour Council there in your area, so please get in touch with them and ask how you can help. Beyond elections, I encourage you to always think about where you live. Do you wish it was cleaner, safer, had better public transit, more bike lanes, more trees, recreation, and really, what about those potholes? Together with affiliates, delegates, and community groups, we work together to lobby the municipal government for all those things, as well as strong public services, effective public transportation, protection from contracting out and privatization, and on social issues that we all care about, like homelessness and poverty reduction. We bring labor and community together to focus that collective care and bring about positive change. There are a lot of ways that you can participate at the Winnipeg Labour Council, and I would encourage you to do so. We have revamped our monthly general meetings, and our creative committees have come up with some amazing ideas for our future, including our huge Labor Day celebration. So if you are a delegate to your Labour Council, come and check us out. If you're not, get elected in your local and become one. Get involved. Be a part of who gets elected this October. Be a part of influencing what kind of city that you want to live in. Just like delegates today in this room, there is a wealth of knowledge and energy within all of our affiliates. And when we work together, share knowledge and ideas, we could influence change. In closing, there is always issues impacting workers here in Winnipeg and throughout Manitoba, and that won't end. And that's why solidarity in labor is always important. When we stand together, we can make our cities better. When we stand together for good jobs and a strong community where no one is left behind. I can feel proud that the Winnipeg Labour Council has been doing that for 127 years. The work that you do here at Convention is important to our movement, and I send my solidarity to all of you over these 2 days. That work can only make our movement stronger, and you know we are stronger together. Thank you again for inviting me to bring greetings to your convention, and being an MGEU member makes us even more sweet. Thank you, enjoy your convention, and have a great 2 days.
Thank you so much, Melissa, for those awesome words. Your commitment to the labor movement is something to be proud of, and we thank you for joining us. Before I introduce the head table, I want to make mention of our person circulating the hall with a camera in hand. Our photographer, Dave, is going to help us document our convention. I want to mention he has a coworker, Brandon, who is at our table outside near the front reception, where pictures are available for you to take home with you. If you see something you like, feel free to grab it from the table. Ask Brandon to print a copy for you. And we also have a photo booth today from 10 to 4 outside in the hallway, where you can go and get some photos with your fellow delegates. We'll see some signs there and support public services that you can hold up. The image from the booth will be used next week on our social media feeds to post about Public Services Week, so please get there before 4 o'clock today. And make them funny. I think it's good when we have some fun, right? At this time, I'd like to introduce our board of directors. And I'll start off by introducing our current provincial officers. If you could give a wave when I call your name. Our first vice president is Scott Cloney, who also serves as chair of the Constitution and Bylaws and Structure Committee. Our newly elected second vice president, Kimberly Lynn, who will now serve as the chair of the Finance Committee. I'd like to thank Doug Troke, who previously held the position but recently joined the MGEU as a staff representative. An election was conducted at our last board meeting to fill the position, so thank you. Our third vice president is Chris Kwan, who also serves as the chair of the Membership Education Committee. And our fourth vice president is Stephanie Swain, who also serves as the chair of the Women's Committee. Now we'll welcome our area directors. In Area 1, we have Les Siskowski. In Area 2 director, we have Shelley Wiggins. I'll give him a minute to put you on. She's got her best uniform on. We got to make sure she gets to show it.
Go Blue.
Area 4 director, Bob Wells. Oh, sorry, Area 3. You can't give me a list. Sorry, Dana. It's from the email. Okay, back. We're even now. Dana Troke, Area 3 director. Area 4, Bob Wells again. He's important, so that's good. Amanda Russell, Area 5 director. Well, you guys switch spots. Nicholas Dashwa, Area 6 director. Donnie Palmer, Area 8 director. Pam Narinsky is area director for Area 7, but she's attending virtually. So. Now we'd like to welcome the component directors. Siobhan McLeod, who's our clerical component director. The camera. There we go. Michelle Huskilson, our community-based and social services component director. James Alexander is our corrections component director. Dave Hill is our Golico director. Shelley Rougeau is our Healthcare Support Services Director. Deb Jamerson, Legal Director. I didn't miss you this time, Deb. JP Lapointe, MPI Director. Brian Wilson, Physical Sciences Director. Dana Schultz, Tech Prof Director. Joe Dooley, Trades Director. Michelle Skibinski is our Administrative Component Director. Tammy Crow, who is our Community Support Director, is attending virtually as well. And Kira Shattuck is our Social Science Director, but she's absent today as she had previously booked a vacation with her family, so unfortunately she wasn't able to attend. I would also like to introduce an important participant of our head table is Kevin Reback, the President of the Manitoba Federation of Labor. He serves as our parliamentarian for this convention, so when I'm not sure about something, he's the guy we're going to go ask. So, Janet Kaler is MGEU's Director of Member Services. Jean-Guy Bourgeois is MGEU's Director of Internal Operations. Did they catch him on the camera? Sheila Gordon is MGEU's Director of Negotiations. Mark Payette, IAM 1919 representative on the board. Thank you to our board of directors as acting as true leaders in the MGEU. We really appreciate everything you do. Now I'd like to welcome Janet Kaler up to the mic. She will be doing a demonstration of the voting platform, so please get your devices out, and here you go, Janet.
Thanks, Kyle, and good morning, everybody. As Kyle mentioned, I'm Janet Kaler, Director of Member Services at the MGEU. Excuse me. Before we dive into the day, I'm going to do a review to ensure convention is able to run as smoothly as possible. Last night, you all know we held a virtual orientation meeting in person and or hybrid. In the orientation, we did a few test votes, but we're going to do another one just to make sure everybody feels comfortable and to make sure anything you set last night didn't get unset by the tech genies at night. Before we do that, though, I want to emphasize something and be absolutely clear because it's a change. Lori talked about it last night, too. Our tradition has been to vote on the recommendation of the committee. That's changed. Today, although the committee will provide you a recommendation and an explanation, you are not voting on their recommendation, you are voting on the resolution itself. Before we do a test vote, excuse me, I just want to let you know there'll be enough time for you to cast your ballot every time, but we have a full agenda. So for votes on regular motions where only 50% plus one is required, when our DOTS technicians in the back tell the chair standing here that the majority of delegates have cast their vote, they will signal to the chair up here, and then the chair will signal to all of you delegates that you have another 15 seconds to vote. For constitutional resolutions where a 2/3 majority is required to pass, the DOTS election manager will watch for 75% of the delegates to have voted, up to 2 minutes, and then delegates will again be given a 15-second warning before the poll is closed. The process really depends on how quickly delegates are responding, and we know from the online votes that as everyone gets more familiar, the votes come in quicker throughout the course of the day, and we certainly found that in our virtual convention in October. For online delegates, if you require any assistance with voting, we encourage you to contact Data on the Spots or DOTS directly at 1-833-368-7111 for those purposes. And you can chat with them in Zoom as well, but I think calling them will get you that resolution faster, so that's what we're recommending. For those of you that are in person here, DOTS tech staff are here to provide you any assistance required, and they're sitting in the back there. Can you wave? There we go. And they'll be here to help you at our tech table. So we're going to do a test vote now. So I'm going to call on the folks from DOTS to get that set up, please. This is where I feel like there has to be a da-da-da-da. Okay, folks, please go to the Secure Voting tab and click Next Vote to refresh the page. At this point, you will get the refresh ballot question, or you'll be required to re-enter your voter ID and password. So the poll is open. Please cast your ballot. The question is, are you present and engaged in convention? Yes or no? Although I think if you say no, you probably are. Just while we're waiting for the votes to be tabulated, I'll just remind everybody, whether you're in person or at home, when you go to a mic, please make sure to give us your name and the local that you're from so people know who's speaking, particularly those who are at home. They can't see your name tables or name tags on the table and that kind of stuff, so it's really important that everybody knows who's speaking. I see somebody at the tech table, so we're going to wait a minute. In my ear, they're telling me, stall.
Song and dance, Jen. Song and dance.
You know, if Doug Troke were here, he would tell a bad dad joke, which he did mercilessly in local meetings. Or Ernest, right, Ernest. So I think we're just working out a few tech issues, and that's good, because this is the time to work them out. When the vote doesn't have too much tension attached. Okay, the vote is ready. Let's post the results. Yes, okay, people are engaged, right on. Have a great day, everybody. And I'll turn the chair back to Cal.
Thanks, Janet. Now I'm going to call for the adoption of the agenda. Hope everyone had a chance to review the agenda, and I'll need a mover and a seconder, so if someone could go to a mic. Oh, they work. I'd like to remind the delegates to this, announce their name and their local.
Kirk Carr, local, what am I, 403 now? And I move to, motion to move the agenda.
Okay, we have a seconder? Dana? Okay, we have Dana and Kirk Carr moved and Dana seconded. I guess we'll get the ballot ready, unless there's any discussion. I don't see anybody at the mics or no one virtually, so please check your ballots, or check your voting tool. The ballot's now open, so for those of you that haven't refreshed. I wish I knew more jokes that were appropriate for this room, otherwise I'd tell you a couple, but I'd rather stay out of the respectful workplace complaints today, so. $15 seconds left, guys. Are we almost there, Dot? I don't know about you, but it feels like a long 15 seconds. The ballot is now closed, so we'll present the results. That's carried. Whoever you are, the one is, you're my guy. I'm the guy that always does that, so. That was probably JP. Because I know you. Now I'm going to call for the adoption of the minutes from the 2021 convention. We'll need a mover and seconder as well. I hope you've had a chance to review them.
Shelley Wiggins, Area 2 Director. I'll move the adoption of the minutes from the 2021 convention.
I see a speaker on Pro Mic 1.
Kara-Jean Miller, local number 18, health component. I will second it.
The adoption of the minutes have been moved and seconded, so Dot's is preparing a ballot. It's not seeing any speakers to the adoption of the minutes, so I guess we can open the ballot. The ballot is now open. Sorry. 15 seconds remaining on the ballot. The ballot is now closed. Pretty confident of the answer, but I guess I better wait, so. And that's carried. Now I'd like to call Janet back to the podium. Janet will go through the respectful conduct policy. See, if I could have told my joke and maybe got away with it, but now no more. Well, now we'll know the rules of engagement, so have a good one.
Thanks, Gal. In your delegate booklet on page 11, you'll see a copy of the Respectful Workplace Convention Policy and Procedure Process. I know I took you through this last night, but I just want to make sure everybody knows what the expectations are, whether you're participating online or in convention hall. So to be clear, the MGEU is committed to maintaining a positive, safe, and healthy environment for all members and staff, regardless whether you're participating in any forum. Solidarity with our union is based on the principle that we are equal and deserve mutual respect. Any behavior that is disrespectful, intimidating, hostile, or offensive will not be condoned or tolerated. This behavior includes, but is not limited to, harassment on the basis of race, sex, age, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, and political belief, physical or mental abilities. If the member, staff person, or guest at the MGEU convention feels they have been disrespected, they should let the offending individual know that their conduct is unacceptable and unwelcome. If they don't feel comfortable talking with the offending individual or can't resolve the matter and require assistance, please contact either MGEU Director of Internal Operations, Jean-Guy Bourgeois, you saw him up here this morning and there he is, or MGEU's Director of Negotiations, again, my colleague over there, Sheila Gordon. Both of them can be reached for this purpose during convention at conduct@mgu.ca or through our MGU Resource Center, 204-982-6438, or you can find them on convention floor and they'll offer you some assistance. And with that, I will turn it over to you.
Before I stand up the Credentials Committee, I would like to present their first report to delegates. I'd like to introduce this year's committee. The committee consists of Diana Schultz, Robert Wells, and Shelley Rougeau. I would recognize Diana Schultz to present the report, the Credentials report.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Diana Schultz, and I'm a member of the Convention Credentials Committee. On behalf of the committee, I provide the following report. As of 9:15 a.m., there were 125 delegates in the convention hall and 71 online, for a total number of 196. There were 4 official observers in the convention hall and 1 participating online, for a total of 5. The total number of registered honorary life members, solidarity members, and guests is 28. I move acceptance of this report of the Credentials Committee. Thank you.
I'm looking for a seconder for the Credentials report. Go ahead. Other button. Just touch it, yeah.
I'll second the report.
Name and logo.
Dana Troke, Local 403, Area 3 Director.
Thank you. Seeing no one at the mic, no discussion, we'll vote on the Credentials report, I think. The ballot is now open. Fifteen seconds remaining. Here. The ballot is now closed. We'll wait for the results. That's carried. Before we take a brief break, I would like to take this moment to remind our in-person delegates that the photo booth is open. Please go and take some pictures and help celebrate Public Services Week. It closes at 4 today. We are trying something new today. If you are a first-time speaker at the microphone, please state your name, your local, and that you are a first-time speaker. First-time speakers will get a small token for speaking for the first time at convention. All speakers will be put into a draw to win a prize at the end of convention. You must be present or in person or online to win the prize. If you're looking for masks are available at the registration desk. I also want to remind delegates to keep their phones and tablets charged because you need them for voting. If you need to charge your phone during convention, there's a charging table at the back of the hall on the northwest wall, which we can tell which way north is in this room, but sorry. I can't. You'll need to stay with your phone or tablet while it is charging. Delegates, if you have an announcement that needs to be made, please provide your announcement to the registration desk and we'll be sure to get it to the front so we can make that announcement. As we head into a break, For those remaining in the hall or watching online, you'll see on the screen some of the many campaigns that the MGU is involved in. Some of these have a call to action, so please do us all a favor and send a message and lend your name to some of these campaigns you'll see. We'll see you all back in about 20 minutes. We'll take a break.